Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Living Your Purpose. I'm so excited tonight, as I am every week. I'm so glad that you all are here, and I'll introduce myself. I am, for those of you who don't know, Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I am an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, life coach, and spiritual counselor and speaker, and it is my purpose to help people look good, feel good, find and walk in their own purpose. And my co-host here is always the mastermind behind the
SJ,
plan.
SJ from Inner Soul Development. That's right, Inner Soul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. What I do is help you get off your autopilot, take you off course to your greatest self. I find that missing piece to your puzzle that you consider maybe a rough life or a perplexed life, but it's beautiful as long as you know how to work it, because life is to be controlled. Life does not control you. So what we're going to be talking about today, this great topic, is the major causes of failure. Major causes of failure that sometimes people somehow get involved with. I'm one of those people that, I was sometimes my worst enemy because I didn't do things that I was supposed to have done. But learning from this as far as failure and the causes of it and what's different causes of the failure helped me to, like I said, take a self-analysis of myself, a little camera shot, and fix it so that I could be able to be better. So this is 6 things that we actually resonated with me and resonated with Danielle as well. And we're going to speak on it. Now, once again, this is a dialogue. So as you all know, we want you to be involved as well. And if it's something that resonates with you, please do not hesitate to go into the love.
That didn't sound creepy at all.
Okay. We definitely come into the love seat and definitely give your opinion and your perspective on the topic at hand. Okay, so the first thing I noticed, and I got involved in this. I'm a victim of this as well. Is one of the things that causes failure is us not having a well-defined purpose. A lot of people don't have a well-defined purpose in life, and not having an aim or a goal to shoot at. I mean, there's a lot of people that maybe wake up in the morning upset, and I know a lot of people like that who are upset, angry, just always snappy because they don't have they don't have a goal. They have nothing to aim for. They have nothing to go after. So and I was that person because I was lost. I was totally lost before I even found what I am at right now. I was totally lost and I was upset. I was frustrated, blaming everybody because I didn't have anything. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a well-defined plan or any type of goal that I can aim for to make me better. So that's one of the things that I find is a cause of failure in a lot of people, is that as not having a aim or any type of goal. That's one of them.
That's one of them. I think another reason why people fail or plans fall through is because they go out after things without a lot of knowledge about what it is that they're trying to do. And this is something that I say a lot. If you are, a longtime fan of the show, then you hear me say it all the time. Educate yourself.
Yes.
Educate yourself. That's a part of fear too, is not having enough information. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to college and get degrees unless you have like a specialized field that you're in. But the more information you have, the less you have to fear, and the fewer mistakes that are made when going about, say, for instance, if you're starting your own business and, well, you want to know what it is that you're going to do. You need to know if it's a skill, a trade, or a product or service that you want to sell. You want to know how to do those things. But you also want to know a lot about the business world, like taxes. How do you incorporate? Do you hire employees or contractors? Benefits, all of these type of things. So all of it is about making sure that you have the information that is necessary to arm yourself so that even if failure does happen, it happens slower and it's easier to come back from. So
Right.
education is key.
It's very key. But I realized that during my journey of being lost, I understood by my mental awareness that, we have specific talents and gifts that are uniquely coded in our DNA. Okay, that's uniquely coded in our DNA. We don't just pick up things by chance. We discover them. Just like we discover how how our fingers work or our elbows work when we're children. We are meant to discover those things. So if we fail to discover our definite purpose in life, then everything else is wrong. Everything else is wrong. Okay, so it's almost like having a broken compass. I remember when I was driving and my GPS wasn't working, I refused to turn that window down and ask anybody for directions because I had a GPS. But the GPS was working kind of weird and it was telling me where I was at and I was in the wrong location. And I felt
Must have been a Garmin.
lost. Say again?
I said, must have been Garmin. Tom.
It was Garmin. It was Garmin, yes.
Every time.
And I felt so, oh my God, you don't understand. I felt so completely lost. And I was like, what the, So I was like, so it's almost the same thing. It's like in order for us to have a definite where we're gonna go, we gotta have that GPS. We gotta have a definite purpose. We gotta have that GPS working. Sometimes we feel like with that GPS, it tells us where we're going. We're going left. We're going right. If we don't have a definite purpose, then we're just aimlessly living, just like almost riding the wave.
Yeah, that's it. So then I guess another thing would be lack of direction. Failure happens because you really don't know where it is that you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. You just kind of are aimlessly out there saying, I have to do something, but you don't have an idea of what the something is. So you try everything. It's a trial and error kind of situation. And that's not altogether bad as long as you have some stability in the midst of it. Like, career students who just are in school forever because they have no clue what it is they want to do and they want to find something. But once you figure out the path that you're going on, really sit down and analyze who you are, the things that you like to do, the things that you live to do, then you can find yourself some direction. And you can, like I said, you can always educate yourself on many things, but as long as you're focused on the main goal, on the main purpose, then it does become easier. And that brings me to my second point, which is persistence. You have to keep at it because Carla just said here in the comments, failure is a way to learn. It's key to getting success. She said the big thing that a person needs to keep going once a person knows what he or she wants to do, regardless of failure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's really it's perfect. It's basically what I was going to say. Failure is going to happen. You have to fail. I've said it before, you have to fall on your face, because if you don't, then you think everything's perfect, and then when something happens and you're not ready for it, you're really going to be lost. But I think that what happens is with people, the reason why they consider failure or they consider their lives being failures is because once they fail, they stop. Instead of learning from that experience. Another Danielle-ism is, we don't make mistakes, we make experiences. So when you learn from these experiences and you take that information and you say, okay, what went wrong here? You keep moving forward, do the things that worked, stop doing the things that don't work, figure something else out, and keep going. As long as you are persistent in your goals and you don't take a failure or a misstep, a mishap, a setback as that's it, I'm not meant to do this, then again, you're not gonna get it done. I'm laughing at the comments. You guys are great. Thank you.
But you have to understand too that there's essential purpose to you. Regardless, there's no riding waves here. There's essential purpose to you. There's a life purpose to you. There's a divine assignment you are meant to do. There's you don't have these special talents and gifts that the universe gave you for nothing. It's not meant for that. It's meant for you to achieve something so that you can be able to whether leave a legacy or leave something for the next person to be able to fall back on and use, okay? Because it's all about serving. So regardless of anything, I don't care if you are lost and don't know what to do, just know that you are commissioned. You do have a purpose in life. You're not just sitting there and just walking aimlessly, but you just got to find it. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help find what that is, because some people just don't know. So it's all about having a central purpose in life, and I think that's why a lot of people fail, because they don't have that. So,
or they don't know what it is, exactly. At least. Right. And that's what we're here to do, is to help you find that, whatever that is. Sorry, this is live, and I just had a teenager walk in the room. Gotcha. Sorry. So sorry about that. I got slightly distracted, but take those. Thank you, son. Okay, so, and we're back.
It says, where do people seek motivation the most to overcome setbacks?
Here, right here, living your purpose. Follow me, follow SJ. But from within, you have to sometimes, also, I say, if you can't find it within yourself, look somewhere else. Find a reason to smile, find a reason to laugh, make somebody else smile and laugh, and then reset your brain and focus on what it is that you're going for, why you're trying to do the things that you're meant to do. You know what I mean? Remember I hate to use this term because everybody uses it now, but remember your why, your reasons why you're doing these
things. There is one. There is a why.
There is at least one. There should be at least one. And once you realize that thing is what should be motivating you, whether it's, I want to make a better life for my family, I want to set myself up to be stable so that I can have a family, I want a house, I want a better career, whatever it is, make sure that your goals are clear and your reasons are equally as clear. I want to thank everybody who has just recently joined us. Thank you so much, and welcome to Living Your Purpose. Today we're talking about, hey Xanadu, we are talking about some of the major causes of failure, the reasons why we call ourselves failing in life, whether it's at work, with family relationships, or whatever. So some of the reasons, there are so many, but we picked out about six, just so that we can have, because the show's only an hour, but there's a lot of comments going on right here, and I'm trying to keep up.
I'm gonna say one more. How about that? I'm gonna say one more.
Okay.
Get ready for this, guys. Get ready for this. Lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity.
That's funny because it's close to what I was going to say. Okay, go. Do yours.
All right. So, let's think about what I just said. Lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. You got to understand, mediocrity, that club is full. Okay, it's packed to capacity. What's not packed to capacity is greatness. What's not packed to capacity is excellence. Okay, so that has a lot of room. Mediocrity has a lot. It's like so packed. It's like one of those packed clubs where you just like, I want to get out, but people stay in. They still want to charge in there. Okay, so we need to aim above mediocrity. I think that what we do, we stay in our comfort zone, and our goals are within our comfort zone, and we think that our life purpose is in a comfort zone. No, it's outside of that. Okay. You want to say something towards that? Because I got like 3 quotes. I want to just we could talk about this.
Oh, we can talk about. Sorry, this fool here. Sorry, these comments are blowing me up today. So, that was funny. The analogy that you gave is the club is packed. I'm claustrophobic. I don't want to be in.
But people still in.
I don't like it. I don't like it. So yeah, but that's really good. What I was gonna say is that people, or at least to that, is people, they want to stay in their comfort zone, and they have their goals within their comfort zone and they achieve those goals and they feel good about it, but then they look and say, what do I have to show for it? You know, when you say, I want to get a job and I want to pay my bills and all of that, and you do that, but you have nothing else that you really want, you know, nothing to show for it except paid bills. Now, for some people, that's success. And if you're happy and doing well and doing for others, and that's great. However, if you want to do more, you want to get better, you want to have more, then you have to expand that comfort zone, get out of this box, you know, and do more things. But if people are just want to stay safe, then you can't achieve anything. So you can't, I mean, I guess it's not necessarily failure, but it's not a success either if you want to do better, but you don't.
Will
you know
Smith
what I mean?
said in one of the quotes, and I love how he quotes his things. He says, being realistic is being realistic is the most easily way travel. I mean, he says, no, easiest? He said, being realistic is the most easily traveled road to mediocrity. That's what he said. Being realistic.
Yeah.
Isn't
wow.
That's
good. That's good. Yeah, because how many times have people like us who are on a different path, we're on our own road, and we've got these big dreams and aspirations, and we share it with people and be like, I mean, that's nice, but exactly. I'm a realist.
Yes.
I live in the real world, and ain't nobody gonna do this or do that. And I'm like, no, you ain't gonna do this and do that or whatever. You live in the real world if you want to. I think the real world sucks. You come to Crazy Town and do some awesome things, okay? I live in awesome. I can't do normal. I don't do regular. Okay, so yeah, that's really good. That's really that's good. I'm a realist, but that's why all the realists out there are bitter and petty and, you know, complaining all the time, and they're not moving anywhere forward, you know, at least not at the pace that they want to. But meanwhile, I have all these big dreams and aspirations, and yeah, it might hurt a little bit. It might, you know, the struggle is still very real sometimes, but I know that once I get past that, doors are constantly being opened for me anyway. And that's why some people, those same realists is, dang, you're over here doing that, you're over there, I saw you over there doing this, and I heard you on the radio, and what you said, you got a book coming out too. Well, how you doing that? I don't live in the real world.
So I agree with him saying being realistic is the easiest travel road to mediocrity. Also, Oprah Winfrey had said that mediocrity, she said that being, don't settle for mediocrity when you were created for greatness. Now, Oprah Winfrey said that, and I think that she said, know who you are at the end of that. Know who you are. So once you realize that you are made and you are God's highest form of creation, use that as knowing that you were meant to to aim beyond mediocrity, beyond what everybody else is doing. That's why I can't understand why that room is so crowded. I think it's because everybody around them, there are people that they work with or be around with, are in the same room. They're in the same room, so they're all crowded together. I think that you need to go outside, and in order for you to exude excellence or be excellent, you may have to be around people who believe in that realm or that mindset, and they're somewhere totally different, and you may have to go that way. Okay. Because mediocrity is so simple. It's so simple, but it's so safe.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got Aaron in the building.
I mean,
Aaron.
Oh, snap. Which Aaron?
Aaron, are you there?
Are you there?
Hey.
There he is. Hey, Aaron.
I guess I do have enough data.
How's it going?
Doing good.
Welcome, Aaron, to Living Your Purpose. It's so good to see you here.
yeah, I got the link of your blab, and I'm like, oh no, I better jump in real quick and say hi.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So have you been listening? Of course. What do you think? What's your thoughts on failure and mediocrity?
Mediocrity. Well, like you're saying, it is an easy thing to be mediocre. Is there wind noise out here? I think there's wind noise.
Yeah, you got a lot going on over there, Aaron, but it's okay. We can still hear you though.
Yeah, I'm in San Luis Obispo on the mobile. I guess I got really good data here, so I can call in on my mobile device. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, well, mediocrity, and that's kind of one of those things. The mediocre person wouldn't try and call in, wouldn't try and catch a good blab and get all that information that you guys are sharing. About the mindset and everything that you're talking about, and it really is to me just a switch in the mind.
Right.
You click it on.
A switch in the mind. Yeah.
I think people don't aim. I think a goal or a life objective is supposed to scare you and excite you at the same time. But I think a lot of people don't aim that high. I think people aim just so they know they can reach it, just so they know that they're capable of getting there. But that's not expressing yourself. That's not growth. Goals are supposed to make you grow. So if you're just settling for what you know already that you can get, then you're settling for mediocrity. You're settling for being in that comfort zone. You're not setting your goals so that you can be able to get to the next level of greatness.
Oh yeah. I do a lot of different projects, and sometimes people they want to do what's expected in groups. They just want to go above and beyond. You're saying, reach for that greatness rather than just the good enough.
Right.
Anyone can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Not everyone can do, above and beyond and get a name.
Right.
Aaron, we're losing you a little bit.
Yeah. Then I think that I'm losing bandwidth. I'm on my.
Okay.
So good to chat. I'll stay in the chat room.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for hopping in. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your support, really.
Thank you so much.
How does it go off? Hold on.
Daniel,
we can kick you out. No worries.
Okay, Carla's here. Hold on a second.
Tricky. So yeah, just kick me that one.
Yeah. SJ, can you close out Aaron's for him? Thank you, Aaron.
Hey guys.
Hi, Carla. Welcome to Living Your Purpose once again. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Get ready to laugh, you guys.
Yes.
Actually, I wanted to say I disagree with you seeing failure as a negative. I see it.
Nobody said we didn't say it was negative, Carla.
Okay.
we were trying to figure out. Well, see, you're jumping ahead of us. Because at the end of it, well, it's like I said, we don't make mistakes, we make experiences. Failure is something that we need to learn from. It's definitely a learning thing. However, the reason why failure stays failure with some people is because they see a failure as a reason to quit.
Right.
Absolutely. And I agree with.
So what we're trying to do is highlight some of the reasons why some people fail early. The reason why things don't necessarily go the way that we want them to go. Like not having enough information, not having higher goals and aspirations, and that's
something's going
address
wrong.
them as they come, or we can prepare for those things. And then, like I said earlier, if we are preparing ourselves ahead of time, then failure is going to come, but it might not come as quickly. It's not going to come as quickly, and we could be better equipped to handle it when it does.
Absolutely. Because
Well,
if you think about,
Does that make sense?
right.
yes, yes,
If you
it
think
does.
about if you think about it, not having any type of life purpose or any type of aim, what is that going to eventually do to you? You're not going to grow. You're going to fail. You're going to fail in any type of endeavor you try to do. You got to have that. You got to have some type of purpose. You got to have some type of aim. You got to have some type of goal. You got to aim above mediocrity. So these are things that you can learn from, so that you can be able to, prevent yourself from going backwards.
Feeling.
Either you
know what it is? It's not the act of failing. It's the feeling like a failure.
Right.
Okay, I got
that we're trying to address, really. And the reasons why things happen to make us feel like we failed at life or whatever, we're just trying to point those things out so that we can recognize, okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't know a lot about that before I started. And so instead of quitting, you can go back and get the information and start again with more, with more armament, basically, to do battle in the world.
But that I agree with. I just know that if I had stopped a long time with the Giggle Fest and when it was the Laughter Revolution, it wouldn't be doing what it's doing today. And exactly. I don't see the quote failures as negative. It just helped shape what I'm doing today and making it is today.
So let me ask you a question.
Right.
If you didn't have a aim of, or as far as having a Giggle Fest, or that being your passion, if you didn't have that, at all, what would your life be?
It would have been like when I was teaching school. I would be getting up, going to school, talking to the kids, coming home, and it wouldn't have that feeling of elation at all. In fact, my last year was totally horrible. And it was just knowing that a smile will help, laughter will get me through, that I got through that year.
Right,
I would never.
You felt like you wasn't doing what you're supposed to do. It's not like you're feeling like a failure, but you're not completing your purpose. You don't feel whole or satisfied. You were just getting up in the morning, doing it, and it was causing. Was it not causing some type of? You wasn't satisfied. You wasn't fulfilled. Correct?
Yeah, but when the kids did well, I did feel good. When I taught a kid to multiply for the first time, and then at the end of the year, she was multiplying 3 by 2 digits, and she's in 7th grade and she was afraid of multiplication. Yes, that did feel good. But what I went through that year was totally, I would have never gotten through if I didn't know that I needed to smile. I needed to laugh, and this isn't all that I had going for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
At that time, teaching was very important, and I needed to be in the classroom that year. Although I had a principal that drove me absolutely up the kazoo, to say it nicely.
So, I mean, like I said, we're not using failure as a negative. It's not at all. We're just pointing out what it is that we can avoid and do better and improve on, because that's what it's about: being able to improve on ourselves. And so these are just key areas that we find that most people, myself included, have done until I learned or mentally aware of what I needed to do to get better for myself.
Right. Now, Mel did ask me a question. Should I answer it?
Go for it. Absolutely.
Mel, at that point, I was beginning to read more about the purpose of what a smile and giggling does. And I was beginning to realize that I needed to relax myself during that time. And the only way I could do it was by smiling and letting out a giggle during those really rough days at school. And also, I was asked by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar of the Art of Living Foundation back in 2000 to go and make the world laugh.
Very good.
Carla does have an amazing and unique laugh.
Yes.
And if you don't know, please follow her at the Giggle Fest because it's a real cool thing. It is a really cool thing that she's doing. Laughter meditations and things like that. It's so cool. I just did one. What day was that? Friday? We did
Friday. Yeah.
One. Yeah, that was good. It was so fun. So everybody, if you don't already follow Carla, I know, but I'm doing it anyway. You're welcome.
Well, it's okay with you. I'll talk about it, but I didn't come in to do that.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to share that with people. So,
so you want to reintroduce ourselves or what?
Yes, let's go ahead. You start.
Okay. For you guys who don't know, who's just coming in, this is Living Your Purpose, another episode, a beautiful episode of Living Your Purpose. My name is SJ from Inner Soul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. And what I do is I help you get off your autopilot, take you off course to your greater self. Okay. And then on this side, my beautiful, wonderful co-host.
Hello, everyone. I am Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I am an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, speaker, coach, counselor, and many other things. And it is my purpose to help people to look good, feel good, and walk in their own purpose. And today we're talking about different reasons why people call themselves failing and how to recognize them, how to prepare for failure, because failure is inevitable. But it doesn't have to be a negative. It means it's a learning experience. See, having a failure and being a failure are two different things. And what we want to do is to help you recognize the difference between having a failure and being a failure. Right. As long as you recognize what's happened and you learn from the experience and you move on, you're not a failure. You're a success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we talked about lack of ambition. Lack of a well-defined purpose. We also talked about lack of ambition. So we're going to go to the next one, which Danielle, you have one?
Yeah, the last one that was kind of related to yours is having a mentality of something for nothing, or not having to work for the things that you want.
Yes.
In our society lately, we're used to smartphones and Google and grabbing things and immediate gratification. But anything worth having is worth working for. Anything worth doing is worth doing well, is worth doing right. So if you want it, you have to go and get it. It's not just going to fall on your lap. It just doesn't work that way. You have to work for it. And it goes back to the thing that I said before, which is persistence. You have to keep going. If it's what you truly want and it is your purpose, then you have to keep moving forward. You can't just have it given to you. Right. You have to do something. Right. Hey, Joba.
What's up, Joba?
Hey, Joba.
Hello, Miss Carla. How are you doing? Oh, my God. I just wanted to say that I am a super fan of Danielle K. Anderson. She is a radio superstar now. She be on radio and all that, rocking the radio and all this. I was tuned in and all that good stuff. Oh, my gosh. I want to be like her when I grow up. She does a lot of radio. She has a lot of multitasking things, man. Hopefully I'll get there one day, you know what I mean, and be a radio host or be a whatever host one day, you know what I mean? What up, SJ? What it do, man? Chilling.
Brother?
Showing
Joba's doing a lot to hype me up, but what he's not telling you is that he actually co-hosted with me on the radio that day.
Yes, exactly.
So thank you, Joba.
I wonder when he's going to say that.
I actually saw a few minutes of that. She was very good.
I know,
Thank you
right?
very
I know
much.
she was. She was a spectacular thing. You know what I mean? That day.
Oh gosh, this isn't about me, you guys. We can talk about me later.
Yes, later.
How are you doing, Jubba? What have you to say about the? You know what? You weren't here last week. Where have you been? What is going on?
I was here. I think I just came late. You know what I mean? I got in late or whatever. When SJ I guess left or
I'll
whatever.
go back to the videotape or whatever.
Yeah.
But okay.
He was
Well,
here.
thanks for
I
joining us.
remember him.
I don't remember him coming on
Carla
screen, but
remembers
whatever. If you say so. There it is.
There we go.
So okay, let's get back on task. Yeah, and I see you guys. Xanadu, love, hey girl, you're always in the comments with the knowledge and the dropping, and I appreciate you. And everybody else who's commented and watching and stuck with us so far, thank you so much. If you have any other input or questions, please do type it in the chat. I want to address one of the questions that Xanadu asked, which was, we talk about avoiding plan Bs. What do you think about that? She says, I never make a plan B. There is no plan B. Why? Because it takes energy from plan A. This is one of Will Smith's quotes. That's an interesting topic.
Right.
I can.
I didn't even see the. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little far. Is the camera smudged? No, my camera's not smudged. My screen is broke. My lens is broken, so it looks foggy. Sorry about that. So yeah, not having a plan B because your plan A is the one thing that you want to do for sure. Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
However, I'm not gonna call it a however. I'm gonna say having a fallback is not bad. Like if you have a regular job to pay the bills while you're funding your dream, do that. Do what you must to survive, in order to, have shelter, food, clothing, and, take care of your basic necessities. I wouldn't necessarily call that a plan B, but just make sure that you have a backup to your, making sure that you can live, in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely keep your number one focus keep it your main focus, so that, when you're at work, do your job. Don't be at your desk doing everything else but your job. But if you have to have something to support you while you're focusing on that goal, then go ahead and do it. But a plan B is just basically if this doesn't work out.
Right.
Well, that means plan A failed because you weren't persistent enough. Or you just gave up. You saw something that didn't work and you just let it go, thinking that that's not what you're meant to do, instead of working for it and learning from it.
Absolutely. I think your plan A can always be restructured. It's when you have a plan A, you have a plan. You have a plan, but sometimes as you go along in your journey with your plan A, you may need to restructure it a little bit. You may need to add a little more detail to it. So it's not going away from your plan A. It's just you putting more emphasis on it, maybe doing more towards it, restructuring and making it a little bit more clearer for yourself. So plan A is never derailed. It's never out. That's always going to be the main thing. But you just need to make the main thing, right? So just make sure that you don't alleviate plan A. Plan A is always restructuring, always redefining itself as your journey goes along. So I
don't think it should be called plan A, B, anything. It's just the plan.
It's the plan. That's why I said
the plan.
That's why I say make the main thing the main thing.
Let it be the thing.
There's
no plan B. It's just the plan. Now, if there's something that's outside of the theme or the goal in order to help you through that, then that's fine. But it's not plan B. It's not the backup. It's just what you have to do in order to get to that point. It's just part of the plan. Get it?
Get it. Got it.
Good.
Another thing that I want to touch on, which is my last, is procrastination.
Yeah.
I want to touch on procrastination because I feel
I don't want to talk about. Can we talk about that later? See what I did there? So
Oh,
what I
you're
did?
so, you're so funny. I'm like, wait a minute, why?
Why?
No, but procrastination is one of the things that is a killer. It's one of the most common causes of failures. It stands in the shadow of all human beings. Everybody has it. We go through failures because we are waiting for some time to be right, when the time is never right. There's no just right time.
Wait, essay. Wait, essay. I gotta pull your card up real quick, player.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you're guilty of that, brother.
Absolutely.
You're guilty of that, brother. You know why? Because since last year, I'm still waiting to meet up with you. See what I did there? See what I did there? I got you.
But no, listen.
So listen, you're procrastinating, brother.
I think we're all guilty of procrastination to a certain extent. That's why it's kind of like shying away from it. I'm like, I think that's my biggest issue.
Right, but what we're talking about is journey. What we're talking about is life purpose. What we're talking about is your aim, your goals. So everybody, sometimes they get into a situation where they want to wait till their kids get grown, or they want to wait till they finish school until they pursue their dream or their life purpose. I'm going to wait until, I get out of this environment, I want to get out of my block, or I want to move first. They have so many things that they put in front. That's just procrastination. Another form of procrastination is over-education too. Some people will educate themselves constantly, and keep getting the same information, and they won't make that step. That's also a form of procrastination.
I agree with what HC said in the comments. Tomorrow is not promised. So that's why everybody that's what I said. Tomorrow is not promised. So that's why I'm the kind of person that, the people that know me for a very long time would tell you that Joba is a person that likes to get stuff done quick and don't like to waste time at whatever. I want it now. Let's get it. Let's knock it out the way, and then knock it out, because like he said on the thing, tomorrow's not promised. So why not get something done now, today? Why not do it now instead of procrastinating and going back to that word and waiting for the next day to come? But what about if you try to do it and you couldn't? Let's say you try to call, I'll leave it for tomorrow. I'll call my parents, or I'll call whatever. But then God says, hey, I need your parents today. So then you call them, and then be like, sorry, but your parents are long gone. They're not living anymore. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But you could have just called the day after and said, hey, I love you. Don't forget that. You know what I mean? But that's what happens.
Another thing that was said in the comments, I think it was Xanadu that said, there's no time like the present. I actually just posted, it was either today or yesterday, something that said there is no time like the present, and it's a video on the Living Your Purpose group on Facebook. So if you haven't joined, go ahead and join. It's open. There was an experiment done in New York City. They had a big chalkboard just on the street, and they said, write your biggest regret here. And they did. And a lot of people said, not getting my degree, not saying I love you, not doing this thing, not doing that thing. So they either procrastinated or just did not do something. Xanadu says there's no time like the present. I say, actually, there's no time but the present. That's a little bit more real. The past is gone. You can't do anything about it. And the future isn't here yet. You can't do anything about that either. What you can do is deal with the right now. What do you do right now?
And the beauty of that video is that they were at the end. I know you need to watch this video. Is at the end you're able to erase and have a clean slate. You're able to do that. You're able to do that. You have the ability to do that. So with procrastination, like I said, start now. Start with the tools that you have right now, and as you go on your journey, more tools added to that you need to make it better will be given to you. But start now.
Like SJ, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but I could have did this the day that they asked me for, somebody asked me the day for the radio station that Danielle brought it back up, they asked me, like, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? So I had a choice of, do I procrastinate and say, oh, I'll think about it, let me think about it, and let it, swell on it, or just say, let's go, boom, boom, let's knock it out, I'm down, yeah, put me in, count me in, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Because if I would have said no, or if I would have said, let me get back to you, guess what? You know what I mean? It probably would have not worked out.
It would have been showtime.
I mean? It would exactly. It would have been showtime, and then I would have not been able to be part of a wonderful show and be on the radio, and people heard my voice, whatever the case might be, and participate with Danielle and the other hosts. But if I would have just procrastinated about it and would have not said, let's get this out the way, let's handle it now, let's go, then, that opportunity would have came and left, because all I was doing was procrastinating, and probably the next time it won't come again. You know what I mean? Like, but that person that counted on me and said, hey, can you do it? That person would be like, hey, Joba said yes to me last time, so I bet I could count on Joba that he would do it again. You get what I'm saying? So you see, you gain stuff when you don't procrastinate, but you lose stuff when you procrastinate. You lose opportunities. You lose a lot of great opportunities and stuff like that to learn or to do if you do not take care of it now. And that's what a lot of people don't like about me, but I don't care. You know what I mean? I just do it. Let's get it done, and let's get it out.
Right. Like, we all have that Chinese proverb that says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. We say that, and I know Danielle has said it many a times, but it's true. You just start. You may not know how. As long as you have your why of why you're going to do it, what's the problem, what's the main issue of why you're doing this, and the conviction behind it, don't worry, everything else is going to fall into place. You got to understand the resources that you have right now. I used to be into the entertainment industry, right? And so sometimes I used to get to the point where I would research so much that a whole year would go by and nothing happened, because I'm just like, I need to make sure it's right. It may not be right. Nothing's going to be just right, so that's why I definitely, believe that procrastination, when it comes to over-educating yourself, could be a form of procrastination.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. That reminds me so much of, okay, my nerd is going to come out a little bit. There is a movie called Yellow Submarine. A lot of people of this generation don't know it, but it was a Beatles movie, and there's a character in there, and he was called the Nowhere Man. He had a PhD. He was always writing. He was always reading. He played music and all of that for no one. He just kept on going. He just kept on educating himself for himself, and there was nobody around to give that information to. He'd write a book, and then he'd review his own book, because there was nobody to read it. So it's like, what is the purpose of you educating yourself so much and you have no one to share it with? You're not doing it for anybody but yourself. So that's a shout out to the Beatles. Check out Yellow Submarine and find that out. Yes, please do. Now listen, that movie is not normal. It is animated. You have to realize when it was done in the 60s. So there's very psychedelic, but it's really heavy if you pay attention to it. So so there's my little nerd moment. I apologize.
All right.
But
so
that just brings up that point that meant a lot to me. In fact, I actually I did a Toastmaster speech about it. So yeah, it's good to be educated, but being educated does not negate ignorance, So make sure that you're as smart as you are, that you're aware of your surroundings and you're able to share that information with people, because that's what the point of it is.
Right. So
does anybody else? I just want to offer the opportunity one more time before we close. If anybody else has something to say, they would like to come on camera, please feel free. Yeah. We won't bite. Our love seat is open. And if you don't want to be recorded, that's fair. Well, we'll see. If you don't want to be on camera, we understand. But after the show, we have what's called the After Blab. So we'll continue the conversation. But for now, hi, Abdul. Welcome.
How's it going?
Welcome, Abdul. Welcome, brother.
Very well.
How's it going, Little Purpose and Carla?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. No, I just want to say good topic.
Oh, thank you.
I love the topic. Now, I was kind of interested in the Will Smith quote. It sounds like it says, "I never make a plan B because there's no plan B because it takes energy from plan A."
Sure.
What I'd like to add to that is that sometimes when you're trying to find your purpose and you're trying to find your thing, it's not always going to be a straight line. So if you look at Will Smith's life, you know, he was a music artist, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's been in multiple movies. He has his own production company. So he's did many things to be in the place that he is in now. So it hasn't been just one thing. You know, and I kind of agree with you, Danielle. I don't know if there has to be a plan B, but and I think living your purpose. I don't know your name, sir.
That's SJ.
Jay. He kind of said it is that you may have to restructure your plan because I've did a few businesses and the first way I did it didn't work because the customer wanted something else because I thought, oh, maybe the customer.
The first 4 times I did it, it didn't work. So I mean, I get it, but the point was still for me to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because I didn't succeed necessarily the way I thought I would those first 3-4 times. I realized that the reason why it wasn't working for me is because I was selling a product that belonged to somebody else. I realized that I had to be the product or the service in order for me to be the most successful, because for me, it's about the interaction with the people, with the client and what it is that they want. However, to go back to Will Smith, yeah, he started out as a rapper and a musician and then acting, but it's all entertainment. There was no plan B. The point was for to be an entertainer and a successful one. And I think that he succeeded in that, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
But, and they may be different areas of entertainment, but at the same time, the point is to be out there, is to entertain people and to make an impact in the world. And he did that. So along your plan, things may happen that you don't expect. Certainly for me, I didn't expect to be doing this. I did not expect Living Your Purpose to be what it is today when we started this a few months back. But it's great. And so many other doors have opened. And I realize, even though I still have a regular job, that's not plan B. That's just part of the plan.
It is.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It is.
It's part of, it's not about having a plan B. It's about doing what's necessary in order to do, you know, the regular everyday things like, you know, eating and stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm falling back on my job. It just means that I have my job, and what most people do is they pay their bills and they save. I save, but I'm funding a dream. I'm working this right here. This is plan A. This is the plan. And that is just part of the plan.
Right.
So,
right.
You know, it's Xanadu, it's all in the plan. But thank you all. Thank you, Abdul, for your input. I appreciate it.
So,
and thank you for joining. Is this your first time with us?
With you guys, yes. It's the first time.
Oh,
how often do you guys do this?
We're here every Sunday at 6:00 Eastern Time.
Eastern Standard Time. So the main thing is, Abdul, is that central purpose. That central purpose. Once you have the central purpose, then every goal, the goals that you have around that central purpose may be adjusted too. Maybe it's something that you're not doing. Maybe it's not benefiting that central purpose. So you have to readjust, right? But I think with Will Smith, he had one particular purpose. I think MLK, Martin Luther King had one central purpose. We have to have a central purpose, and our goals need to be aligned with that purpose, so that we can be able to be fully living in our purpose. So yes, plan A, that's the central purpose, and everything around that should be supporting that.
You know, I just want to say, Daniel brought up a good point too, about having a job. I think sometimes people think they can just jump off the cliff and say, hey, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. And then they forget about the eating. They forget about the roof over their head. And what you fella realize, if you stressed out, if you're trying to still go down the road and get your, find your gift and you're stressed out, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be lonely, and sometimes you go in knowing. I'll be transparent. I've slept in cars and all that type of stuff because I had a mission, I had a goal, and let me think. I could pay $120 for my insurance and $750 for my rent plus utilities and all of that. Or I could just pay for the insurance. It's summertime right now. It's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? I can make things happen. I go to the gym anyway. I can shower there. Making things work. It's not the best way to go about it. It's not necessarily the safest way to go about it, but that goes back to persistence. And how dedicated are you to it? And I made sure, because I wasn't spending $750 plus utilities on that house, I was able to eat every single day. I was still able to do for my children. I was still able to move forward in what it was that I was trying to accomplish so that I could get up out of that car. And I did. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of dedication, but I did it. And there are people who feel like that they have to do those things, make those sacrifices in order to continue on their goal, but it's not a plan B. It's just part of the plan.
Right. Because
and that's not a failure. See, somebody who didn't know me and they knew that I was in my car, they would be like, dang, what happened? She really must have messed something up. No, something got messed up and I have to fix it. And this is the way that I have to fix it. I'm not a failure. Something went wrong. I had a failure. I am not a failure because of it. And those people who did know me and the very few who knew what my situation was, they'd be like, she'll be all right. She's going to be just fine. Do you need anything? Are you good? Yeah. Okay. Well, she says she's good, then she's good, because they know that I'm that type of person who's going to, move forward and push through it. I'm not going to take failure as, the end.
Right.
Now, and you shouldn't either. Right. That's the point.
So I just wanted to add to that. I'm sorry. You can go.
Just for the sake of the show, it is 7:03. I know. 7:03. So what we're going to do is we're going to still have an after blab. We do an after blab. But for the sake of audio and to make sure that we get everything correct for Danielle, we want to make sure that we cut it.
Thank you.
We want to cut it at 7:00. So I'm just going to reintroduce ourselves and then we're going to go out. Okay. So once again, thank you guys for coming in and living your purpose. This is another episode, and we thank you guys so very much for the support. If you don't know who I am, my name is SJ from Inner Soul Development. That's right, Inner Soul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. What I do is I get you off your autopilot, take you off course to your greater self. And I find that missing piece to your puzzle that you may find a perplexed life or hard to deal with. But it's amazing once you know how to work it, because life is supposed to be controlled. Your life does not control you, okay? So, and on the side, I have my beautiful, wonderful co-host,
Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I am an entrepreneur, makeup artist, interfaith minister, Toastmaster speaker, spiritual counselor, and life coach. And it is my purpose to help people to look good, feel good, find and walk in their own purpose. And I'm so glad that you all joined us this evening. If you are listening or watching on the SoundCloud or the YouTube, thank you so much for you guys' support. Thank you for, I just wanted to acknowledge, because we have some in the room. We have some new subscribers to the Living Your Purpose YouTube channel. Thank you, Leah, and everybody else. Don't want to let those people go unnoticed. But if you want to catch up on any of the things that we have done before, we go all the way back to the very beginning. There's some interesting audio clips and things like that. You can find us on SoundCloud, on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We are on Periscope. We are all over the internet. The best way to connect with us anywhere, anytime, is to go to our website at lypshow.com. Click on Discover. You can subscribe to our next blab. You can catch the replay of this one right now, or go to our archives and find everything else. Hit connect, and you can find everywhere that we are in social media, and you can even send us an email if you'd like to be a guest on the show. You have ideas for topics. All of that can be done at lypshow.com. So that all having been said, thank you guys so much.
We are everywhere because this is needed everywhere.
Exactly. So we will be back again, same blab time, same blab channel, 6:00 Eastern time. Living Your Purpose with Danielle and SJ. Stick around for you guys who are live for the After Blab. Thank you so much. And good night.
Good night, guys.